Hello, I'm Susan. This is Comeback Yoga class, and this class is a 45-minute class that is gentle yoga and meditation. When you are in Comeback Yoga class, um, you could go to comebackyoga.org and find out more about us afterwards. If you're not familiar, Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit. We offer yoga and meditation classes to people who um, are serving or who have served in the military and to their friends and family. And I'm really glad you're here. Let's practice together. You can start with your legs folded and a tall spine. You can bring your arms dangle from your shoulders and turn your palms up. Once you've settled yourself in, you can turn your attention to your breathing. Notice that you are breathing first. We breathe 25,000 thereabouts times a day. That's a lot of opportunities to notice. One of the really old forms of meditation is to pay attention to your breath. It's really simple. You just notice that you're breathing and let your thoughts turn to the physical aspect of breathing your body. You're connecting your mind and your body with this very simple practice. And you can do this at any time. It's a very basic meditation practice. You can do it any time of if you're waiting in line somewhere or just have a few minutes, you can pay attention to your breath. Notice the different parts of your breath. You've got the easy ones, inhales and exhales. And you have the more subtle parts of your breath, the places where your inhales turn into your exhales, and the places where your exhales turn into your inhales. Those are interesting parts of your breath because they are the parts where they transition from one to the other. Sometimes people notice a really big pause, like a rest almost. And sometimes people don't notice any pause, more like a curve of an oval or a pendulum swing. Notice those parts of your breath. And invite yourself to be curious about your practice today. Be open to possibilities. You can touch your thumbs and your ring fingers together. You can slide the pad of your thumb over your fingernail, maybe. Just a couple more inhales and exhales. Wiggle your jaw, move your head around. Let your hands stretch out, roll through your wrists and your fingers. Interlace your fingers and turn your palms down. And we'll rotate upper body. face forward and tilt that same direction. You can put your elbow on your thigh or maybe elbow on the floor. Inhale to lift up and turn the other way. And tilt, elbow on your thigh or maybe elbow on the floor. Lift up. Hands over the fronts of your legs and round your back. And lift your rib cage, spread across your collarbones. Bring your gaze up. And let's stretch our legs out. We've been sitting like this for a while. Stretch your legs out and move through your feet, your ankles, and your toes like you moved through your hands. And bend one knee out to the side. You might have some distractions during your class. It's all right to have a distraction. Distractions are normal. And then you come back to your practice whenever you're ready. You can roll your shoulders up, back, and down. This is seated head to knee pose. It's called head to knee, not because you touch your head to your knee, but because that's the direction. You can tilt a little. Direction your body goes. Switch legs. And bring your legs back to folded. Maybe change the way that they're folded this time, with one more on top than the other. And take one hand down to the floor, your other arm up and over. Turn your gaze down to the floor and up towards the ceiling. And switch sides. One hand to the floor, other arm up and over. And turn your head down towards the floor and your head up towards the ceiling. Take one arm up and overhead and bring your hand to maybe kind of top of your head or the middle of your head or the middle of your neck. You can take your other hand, just gently stretch your shoulder, assist the stretch of your tricep. You could do it like this too. And find your other arm up and overhead. You can put your hand to the top of the head, back of your head, middle of your back, middle of your neck. Your other hand comes over and assists. Might go like this too. Sticking one leg out to the side will turn the direction of your bent leg. You might still be noticing your breathing, your inhales and your exhales. Nice thing about that practice is that you can do it while you're doing almost anything, including doing your movements and your stretches. Switching legs, Turn towards the direction of your bent knee. And one more time, bring yourself into folded legs, and we'll try an arm around behind. So you can put the back of your hand on the side of your hip, or you could bring it to your tailbone, or you could bend your elbow and let your hand kind of wiggle up towards the middle of your back. That's all up to you. You don't have to get any particular place. This is where being curious will serve you. Instead of telling yourself you're going to go someplace, see where you go. Release that arm, we'll roll through your shoulder, and try your other arm. Back of your hand on your hip, or maybe slide your hand in the direction of your tailbone, or maybe let your elbow kind of point down and your hand to ease up towards the middle of your back. Where can I put my hand along this long area of space that is the most comfortable, gives me the most stretch in the most comfortable way? And bring your arms out in front of you. Nice job. We'll stick our legs out in front of us one more time. And come into the pike position. Roll through your shoulders. Give yourself a tall spine. Look down towards your toes. And we'll cross legs underneath us and turn to face down in a table position. Once you're in table, you can stretch your legs long. If for any reason you don't want to come down onto your hands, you could kneel, and instead of sticking one leg long back behind you, you could stick one leg forward and stretch that way. And there's always different ways to do things. If you start to feel like you are, you would prefer to do something in a different way because you're being curious, because you're listening to how your body feels today. And then switch it up. That's what yoga is about. You're in this listening mode. Walk your knees out a little bit and bring yourself up into a kneeling position. Once you're kneeling, you can roll through your shoulders. And let's take our arms into eagle. So your left arm comes underneath your right, and you can cross at your forearms. You can just cross at your fingers to start. You can cross at your forearms. You might wrap one elbow underneath the other, and allow your hands to kind of match. You could wrap your hands around each other too. That's a little extra. And let your elbows sink down a little. And unwrap your arms. Bring yourself back down to a seated position. This is a pretty deep knee bend, so you can stay high if you'd rather. We're lifting to kneeling again and finding eagle arms with your other arm underneath. You can put your backs of your fingers together. You can cross at your forearms. You can cross at your elbows. And put the backs of your hands together and maybe wrap your hands around. And you encourage your elbows to come down a little. Unwrap your arms. And we'll sit. Hips on heels. Stretching out the tops of your feet and the fronts of your shins. And we're walking into downward facing dog. You could be on your shins with your arms outstretched and your hips over your knees. You could come down onto your forearms also. The key to downward facing dog is this is an inversion. Your head is below your heart. So however you want to do that is fine. You can also do a downward facing dog with your hands and feet on the floor and your legs long. And once you've found your downward facing dog shape, you can breathe. Maybe you're still noticing your inhales and your exhales. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe you're still noticing those spaces in between your inhales and your exhales. While you're in your downward facing dog, if you are on a rectangle mat, you can start to observe that shape of the rectangle. You've got two short sides and two long sides. If you look down at the bottom left corner of your mat, you can let your eyes travel up the long left side, then go across the top short side, then go down the long right side, and go across the bottom short side. And walk your feet forward and your hands back, coming into a forward fold in the middle of your mat. Hands holding your opposite elbows for the ragdoll. Rock weight into your heels, roll up. You're still holding your opposite elbows. You can walk your feet out a little bit. And take your forearms up to a comfortable stretching height. Just as easeful as possible. Your forearms might come all the way back behind your head, or your forearms might be in front here. Maybe this is where you want to be as you're um, finding out, you're listening, finding out where is best for you, where is best for your shoulders. And you're giving yourself that opportunity to listen. Readjust your head so your neck has its natural curve. And release your arms down. Let's move into tree pose. Remember when we touched our thumbs and our ring fingers together, touch them together again. And you can have your hands out in front of you, fingertips approaching each other. You actually touch them together if you want to. Shift weight onto your left foot and turn your right knee out to the side. This is tree pose in a basic form with your foot on the floor. You're still challenging your balance, but you've still got 2 feet on the floor. There's an opportunity here to take your knee that's turned out, an opportunity to take that foot off the floor, and then an opportunity to put that foot on the inside of your standing leg. Bring your gaze somewhere, maybe look at your hands, or you can look at a space beyond you on the wall or the floor. Breathe. You're still finding the inhales and the exhales and the spaces in between. And both feet down. Let go of your hand position. Move through your fingers and your wrists and your hands. And wiggle through your feet and your ankles. Release any tension that you needed to help keep you upright. And we're finding that position with your hands again. Touch your thumbs and your ring fingers together. Extend your other fingers. You can have your arms straight down by your sides this time. Picking up one heel, bringing your knee out to the side. You're already in tree pose. This is tree pose right here, this turnout and the shift. If you like, you can bring your foot, you can scooch it, you can take it off the floor, you can bring your foot on the inside of your standing leg. And then breathe. Notice the spaces, especially in between your inhales and your exhales. Both feet come down. Open your hands. Move through your wrists, your fingers, and move through your feet. You can turn one foot over and then the other foot over. Continuing to stretch out the tops of your feet and your shins. Now let's step up to the top of the mat. Look down at the short top of the mat. And you can kind of see the long edges of your mat extending back behind you. Inhale and lift your arms forward and follow your hands with your gaze. Look at the space between your hands. And interlace your fingers. Bring your hands to the top of your head, to the back of your head. Open up your elbows. Keep your right hand behind your head. Take your left arm down by your side and put the back of your hand on the side of your hip or on your tailbone, or let it wiggle up towards the middle of your back. Your hand on the back of your head comes down a little bit. Now, I'm not saying your hands are going to connect. They don't have to. It's not important for them to connect. This is the cow face arms, stretching your shoulders. Breathe wherever your arms are. Try to keep your head in its natural position, natural curve of your neck, and release your arms down. Roll through your shoulders. Let's take arms forward and up. Look at the space between your hands. Your arms can be way high with your upper arms right next to your ears, or maybe your arms are a little bit more forward. Taking your left hand and your right hand to the back of your head, interlace your fingers and your elbows point out to the sides. You're just stretching your arms out, stretching your chest. And keep your left hand where it is. Your right arm comes down and around to your side of your hip or to your tailbone. And then you're wiggling your hand up towards the middle of your back. Your hands might touch. They don't have to. Again, it's not important for your hands to touch. but they might. Cow face arms. And releasing your arms, roll through your shoulders. Stepping your right foot back. You can take your hand to your face and smooth your forehead, your cheeks. And take your arms out and up and overhead. Reach way high, turn your palms towards each other and look at the space between your hands. And take your right arm underneath your left for the eagle arms. You can hold your opposite shoulders. You can put the backs of your hands together, forearms cross. You can inhale and lift your chest and lift your elbows. Exhale and tilt forward. This is humble warrior with the eagle arms. Inhaling to lift your torso and your arms. Unwrapping your arms, straightening your legs, and tilting into the triangle pose. Inhaling to lift up. Step together at the top of your mat. Reach way up overhead. Look at the space between your hands. Arms come down. Step your left foot back. You can lift and lower your heel a couple times. Take your left arm underneath your right. Finding the eagle arms. You can lift your elbows and tilt forward. Humble warrior with eagle arms. Inhaling to lift up. Unwrap your arms. You can readjust your feet and then tilt into the triangle pose. Inhaling and lifting up. And we'll step together at the top of the mat. Interlace your fingers. Take your arms up and overhead. Back of your head, lean back. We're finding a standing back bend. So start at your feet. Press down into your feet. Then lengthen your legs. Then lengthen your thighs. Then lengthen your spine. You lengthen, then you've got space to lean a little. Inhaling to rise. Natural curves of your spine, arms down, roll through your shoulders. Let's come back down into the downward facing dog. You can take your hands down the fronts of your legs, put your hands on the floor. You can step or hop your feet back and find a triangle shape with your body. I am on my hands and my feet, but you might be on your forearms. You might be in more like a table position. Lots of different ways to do the downward facing dog shape. And coming down to your hands and knees. If you're not already there, you can move your hips side to side. Let's come back to sitting position into this half pretzel shape. One leg tucked under, one knee pointing up. Hold on to your leg, your knee that's pointing up. Enter. And try the other side. Tuck under, hold on, and turn. Let's bring one knee out to the side a little bit and stick your other leg long. And I'm lifting up and rolling my big toe down towards the floor and tilting my torso forward. Okay, this is variation 1 of pigeon pose. This is a fairly chill variation. Roll back onto your heel, toes up, and switch legs. You're turning, your extended leg rolls down, your toe comes down, your knee comes down, and you're letting your torso come forward. Roll onto your heel, toes up, and lift yourself back up. Bring both feet together, knees pointing out to the sides, soles of your feet together, and let's hinge. This may be inaccessible for your body, and because you're listening to your body, you know that. You might do one knee out to the side at a time. It's okay to rock over onto one sit bone because you're listening to your body and finding ways to do things that make sense for you. And I know you're still breathing. And you can pay attention to one of those 25,000 breaths. Inhale and exhale. You're breathing in and you're breathing out. And pay special attention to those pauses, those transitions in between. Sometimes people call them the still points of your breath, where you're not actively doing something, either inhaling or exhaling. It's a resting point. And stretch your legs out in front of you. We'll pick up one leg and hold on. Can you take your opposite hand to your foot? If not, just hold on to your thigh. If you can, this is another variation of pigeon here. Sometimes people find it easier to do things like this on their back, so you can certainly roll onto your back if that's better. And let go. Same leg that you just had up in the air. Cross your leg on top and slide your ankle up the top of your opposite leg. This is the half lotus pose. Wherever it comes, it might stay at your ankle, or it might roll and glide up towards your hip. And you're being very kind to your knee. The higher your knee is, the softer this position is. You also keep your foot flexed. That will help keep your knee in good alignment as well. And straighten your leg and uncross, wiggle through your feet, your ankles. Let's try other leg. It's the seated pigeon, holding same side hand onto your back of your thigh, and your other hand comes to your foot. You approximate your shin to parallel to the short edge of the mat, or you're laying on your back, or you're holding on to your thigh with both legs and just allowing your lower leg to move gently. Put your leg down, same leg, cross, ankle over ankle, and that might be where you stay, or you can encourage your ankle to slide up the length of your other leg, coming into the half lotus. Your knee might be way high, and you might have your foot in strong flexion. Depending on how this feels, let your knee tell you, the rest of your body tell you what's best. And stretch both legs long. Move through your feet, your ankles. Okay. Take your foot and just see if it comes on the outside of your other knee when you're tucking one leg underneath, and see if this foot wants to come over on the other side. It might, and it might not. And you might hold on to your leg, especially if your knee wants that. You're already in the position. You don't have to do anything more than this. Some of you might wiggle your knee a little bit more over, maybe. And if you want to add arms, this is the cow face. You can take your top arm and bring it over and behind you. You might put it on your head, the back of your neck, and your other arm reaches around. And let go. You can stick your legs out to the sides and find a V shape and move through your feet. And we'll try other leg on top. You might keep your knee up, foot on the floor. You might bring it to the top of your knee, or maybe towards the outside. You might wiggle it a little bit on top. Leg that's on top is the arm that's on top. You can wrap your arms around. Cow face pose. You can unpretzel yourself. Stick your legs out in front of you. Wiggle your knees left and right, feet left and right. Hook your thumbs and lower yourself down onto your back. Bring both knees in toward your chest and kick your feet around. Let your knees go side to side. You can let your legs come all the way over to one side and bring them to center, and all the way over to the other side and bring them to center. And bring your feet to the floor. You can lay all the way down if you want to give yourself a little rest. Breathe in and breathe out. And turn your awareness back to your rectangle of your mat. Think of when you were looking at your mat, the long sides and the short sides. If you start at the bottom left corner in your mind's eye, you can match your inhale with your long left side of your rectangle. And then the top of the rectangle is the pause, the still point, the transition. The long right side is your exhale, match the length. And the bottom is the pause, the transition between your exhale and your inhale. And let your breath match that pattern of the rectangle, the two long sides, the two short sides. Two long sides are your inhale and exhale, and the two short sides are those transitions in between. Keep following your breath and keep following the rectangle around and around. Anytime you feel like changing your position, you can do that. If you don't feel like laying down, if you feel like sitting up, or feel like laying on your side, you can change your direction anytime you want. Keep following your rectangle. Keep paying attention to your inhales, your exhales, and the transitions in between. I'll do one more full rectangle breath. Next time you start an inhale, invite yourself to rest and do nothing for a couple of rounds of breath. No technique, And you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and move through your wrists and your ankles, move through your spine. If you are laying down or in another position, you can gradually bring yourself back up to tall spine with legs crossed. Bring your hands together and rub your hands together. Tuck your elbows in at your sides. Pull your thumbs toward your sternum. Observe the effects of practice. A soft inhale breath through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Thank you so much. Thanks for practicing today with me and with Comeback Yoga. And I hope you will have a wonderful rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you again next time. And in the meantime, if you need anything, if you have any questions, please go to our website, comebackyoga.org. And otherwise, we'll see you next time.